I didn't realize just the growth on, I guess maybe it'd be social media, whatever that may be. But um, at the end of the night, I realized like I went with the idea of being able to catch up with certain people that I haven't been able to see in a long time. And it was, I don't want to say interrupted, but there was so many other conversations from people who have listened to our podcast, who have, engaged with me on social media, who I haven't been able to personally meet, come up to me and just thank me and, all these things. It was so many of those things that took place that I never really was able to accomplish what I had sought out to do. And I think when I sat back at home and I kind of reflected on it, I was like, man, that was crazy. Like, I feel like I didn't even really get much done or kind of what I wanted to get done.
Mm-hmm.
But it was, kind of like receiving flowers to be able to go there and actually be able to see the people that you impact every day.
Right, you actually get to see the fruit of like all the work you're putting in, and like, are you actually getting a reach on it?
Yeah,
right. Because like, you're just like there's all these metrics and stuff. And then you go and like, hey, I love your podcast. Hey, this, hey, that, like that.
And you act surprised too. I'm like, oh shit, you do? Oh, bro, you know what I mean? Because
that's every just time. Like I got a voicemail the other day of like a dude who I do not remember talking to, and he was like, bro, thank you so much for the advice. You changed my life. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing that. All thanks because that conversation we had. I was like,
yeah,
bro, like, I love that shit.
It's so awesome, bro. And it's so hard to receive the flowers of that because like we do it just purely out of a giving perspective in a way that when, we created this podcast in a way of just allowing people insight into our everyday type conversations. And sometimes that may be to a fault because sometimes we don't talk as much because we do the podcast.
Yeah.
And we want to have content to talk about. But it is dope to have those conversations with a friend, be able to put it out there, hoping that someone finds value in it. And it's no metric to that. It's no metric saying, hey, you talk about this on the podcast, I guess it is. You can track if it's viewed a lot, but we don't know coming in necessarily what we're going to talk about. We don't know what part of a podcast that someone's going to find entertaining or someone's going to pull value from. So only how we know is when people reach out to us and tell us thank you about something, or they comment on something, or they engage with us about it. Is only how we really know if it was valuable to anybody.